It's nice to be able to pre-roll. Hold on, let's do that again.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jason Moten, and this is Dirty Talk, a Dirty 20 bar nerd podcast. Beside me, we have my cousin, Zach. We are trying to, we're going to try out co-hosting.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think it's better to have somebody to actually talk to than just me rambling. I can always do that anytime. So, if you want to have a one-on-one, I'll ramble to you all the time. But I figure for a podcast, it's better to have a co-host that I can actually talk to and bounce stuff off of. And instead of trying to find a guests every single week, which is what I was trying to do at first, I figured it'd be better to have somebody who I can regularly sit down with. So we're trying it out, seeing what he thinks, and we'll see how it goes. We'll get 1 or 2 episodes in and see how we feel. As always, behind the camera, we have Rich Brumpton. He's our producer. He's the one who's lending us all the equipment so that we can actually put on these productions. And today's a little bit different. This isn't a live show. This is a pre-roll. We are recording. We just wrapped up Dungeons & Dragons on Wednesday night. It's currently 10:33. Hopefully it doesn't go too late. I just finished our house campaign. I was telling you, we have 3 tables right now because we have an average of at least 20 people. We started this in October of last year. So we've been running this. It started out as me and Aaron, my kitchen employee, right over there at the bar. And he had been running a campaign about since we opened. He picked up and decided he wanted to run a game. And then I explained to him the kind of the campaign setting I wanted to run, and was like, I want to do like multiple tables and have multiple people working basically towards the same goal and run a game like that. I think the original idea was West March's style. Are you familiar with West March's?
Actually.
So West March's style, it's similar to Adventurers League, where there's multiple tables playing the same game, except with West March's, it is more of like a sandbox campaign where they're playing the same game and it's in the same setting, but they're doing their own things.
Okay.
So originally the idea was there'd be like little tasks that they can go out and accomplish. Maybe a dungeon over here that they need to go take care of, or a threat over here that they need to wipe out. But then eventually, at the end of every session, come back to the town, regroup, be like, I want to pursue this lead next. Except D&D players be D&D players. Yeah. And they've kind of just taken over, and it's become a sandbox campaign. Fortunately, we have 3 tables now, though. So me and Aaron, and then another DM picked up a table. He's been a player in the game for a little while, since the beginning. And he had mentioned to me a while back, as he saw the numbers starting to grow, he was like, hey, I'd love to, if you guys need another DM, I'd love to DM. So I asked him a couple weeks ago if he'd still be interested. Sure enough, he's like, yeah, let's do it. So we currently have 3 DMs now, DMing our house campaign. Each table, I had 6 people today. He had 6 or 7 people today, and I think Aaron had 5 people. He says, so, yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. I think they're really loving it. But yeah, so Wednesday nights, starting the official event starts at 5:30. We don't start rolling dice until after 6 usually, but 5:30 gives people enough time to come in. If there's a new player, we can help them build a character sheet, kind of introduce them to the campaign without really digging into the playtime. So if you're interested in hopping into our house campaign, Wednesday nights at Dirty 20, starting at 5:30, start rolling at 6 or 6:15 usually is when we get started. But Zach is also a nerd, loves nerdy things. You've been playing Dungeons & Dragons longer than I have.
Yes, I have. I've been playing Dungeons & Dragons since about 2014, I believe. I started out actually with 4th edition, which, it was a spicy one. I just thought that's how it was supposed to be. I'd never had anything other than 4th edition.
Okay.
And so I was just playing along with my friends, just having a fine time, and then went online and was like, oh, I'm playing 4th edition. And then people were like, oh my God, I can't believe you're actually doing
wait,
that.
So you started playing 4th edition in 2014. That's when 5th edition came out.
Yes. So it was because there was such a plethora of 4th edition material already.
Yeah.
There was 3 players' handbooks already. I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much material to work with.
So kind of like right now, while I'm resisting the urge to upgrade to 2024 rules, which fortunately they work both. Half my players have built their characters in 2024 rules. So fortunately they work. But
we just started a campaign, actually, me, my wife, and 2 of our friends. And one of them was making theirs on D&D Beyond on the website. And she actually got the 2024 rules, and I hadn't gone through those, and so she was like, why is like my background, like, why is it affecting this and this? And I'm like, it shouldn't be affecting that. Like, it's like that's completely wrong.
It's so different.
And I know, and so we were both just so confused for a while. We just went back and forth in the text, just being confused for a good minute before we actually figured out what was going on. But yeah, so that.
I found out like they actually give like martial classes a whole lot more options in 2024 rules. Like the bonus actions or like extra actions that you can do in Baldur's Gate, like the cleave and the slash and stuff like that. Those are in 2024 rules.
Okay.
And a lot of my players, and I was like, no, that's a Baldur's Gate thing. You can't do that. I'm like, no, look, it's right here in my player character sheet, and I'm like, oh. Well, that's cool. Yeah, please go ahead and do that.
I'll have to look into that actually.
Yeah, no, I kind of like it. Like, people are hit or miss about 2024 rules, but I kind of like them. Like I feel like they add more options, more personality to the classes. But that's just my. I still have 2014, even in D&D Beyond. One of my friends a long time ago bought like all the pre Spelljammers, pre Tasha's. I think he did get Tasha's. I don't think he has Spelljammers, but like bought every single material that was on D&D Beyond and created a campaign just so we could all participate and build characters in it. So I have access to all, and like I said, I don't know, 2024, like you said, there's not as much material out for the 2024 rules yet. But 4E to 5E is still a wild jump.
It was. It really, really was. Because I remember I was online. I was talking about my campaign I was running and how I was kind of frustrated with how it was very video gamey, and my players were trying to do things that like didn't have outcomes that were quantifiable with the rules that were given to me.
Jeez.
And so that's when people were telling me online to be like, oh, you just go ahead to go do 5E. Like the rules are a lot more like pliable, a lot more malleable. And it just kind of lets you play with it a lot more.
Yeah.
And that's really what I've gotten used to now. So now I am strictly in 5e and
and 4E was such a I haven't played, honestly the only one I've played is 5E. 5E. Both 2014 and 2024 at this point. But 4E was such a different beast because like you said, they tried to make it more like a video game, right?
Yes, there was a lot more defined abilities in 4E. It was a lot of when you get to this level, you have this very specific thing that your class can now do. And like it almost turned every single class into a caster because everybody had these abilities that even the martialists would have these abilities that would have massive effects all around them, and could even like buff other players even through like martial things. It was a really weird time, and there was like I said, there was so much material. One of my players had made this weird luck-based sorcerer where he was actually incorporating like coin flips into his casting, where like if he got the coin flip, then it like doubled the damage. Or if he didn't get it, it would like have it.
Wow.
And he would get like these crazy high damage rolls because of this just bonkers build. I really should have been like looking more closely. I don't know if he was even running that thing right. But
or there's some homebrew that he pulled off.
He was showing me like magazine articles from like a D&D magazine, and like
was Unearthed Arcana ever printed?
I think so. I think it was like that.
Unearthed Arcana that's what they use for playtesting.
Okay.
So a lot of the stuff in Unearthed Arcana is stuff that they're like, hey, we're thinking about putting this out. Let's see what the people think. So Ruth actually ran a Mystic class from Unearthed Arcana in one of my one-shots that I was running, a series of one-shots. Which was completely broken. The Mystic class, I don't know if you're familiar with it at all.
I'm not.
It was so powerful, they had to split it up into 5 different classes to actually release it. There's I think it's called a Soul Knife.
I've heard of the Soul Knife.
Right, which ones are from the Mystic class? Because they have a fighter, they have a monk, they have a sorcerer, I believe, all from this one Mystic class. This Mystic class was like this class that could do literally anything. And DMs refused to use it. But Unearthed Arcana is where it got printed. So that's probably what he was pulling from, was an Unearthed Arcana magazine.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Which is funny. Again, like when you're a new DM, you don't really think about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You're just like, I just want my players to be able to do whatever.
Yes.
I was telling Rich, the first one shot I ever ran was a level 20 one shot. First time DMing ever.
Oh my
and
God.
Ruth was playing the Mystic in that. So like everything was just broken in this campaign, and it was. I mean, we had fun. At the end of the day, we had fun, but I definitely wouldn't. I would not recommend that. And if you're starting in 4E, like Jesus, I can't imagine how tough that would have been.
It was a whole thing. The whole first session, or the whole first campaign that I did was a real rough time because I had too many people in the party in the first place.
People?
It was, I think, 8 people in total in the group, and it was a mixture of people who were really into it versus people who were taken there by their spouses, and oh my goodness, the combat could just be such a slog getting through a single round of combat, and it was just insane. And there was things where like I was trying to get them to engage with things kind of like a movie. I think I was really, it was early DM stuff where I'm trying to get them into these cinematic moments. And I turned one of them against the rest of them. I had given him a bunch of like items or whatever through this dungeon and really buffed him up in particular, and then turned him against them.
Yes, like some kind of like charm or something.
Yeah,
like that.
and so he was in on it. He was told to like attack them with stuff, and so I was expecting them to kind of like take it easy on him and be like, oh, we can't like kill our friend in the group. And they just obliterated him, like way past the point I could even justify him living through this. I just had to stop and be like, all right, guys, like, I don't want to have him re-roll because you just killed him right now. Like,
you guys do realize this is still your friend.
Yeah,
like he hasn't changed appearance at all.
No, I'd actually stop and just be like, hold on, everyone.
I was actually just talking about this today. I have my players give me their alignment, and I don't ever really like use it for anything. I think there's some magic items a couple magic items in 5e that are based off of alignment, but I don't ever really like hold them to their alignment. But occasionally, like if they're lawful good and they go, I'm going to go kill this group of orphans over here, I'm going to be like, nope, you're lawful good. You're not going to do that. And that's like the one, like, I usually don't stop people from doing what they want when they're doing, but I'm like, guys, we're telling the story here. We're all playing together. You're not going to do that because this is your alignment. And I feel like I probably would stop and be like, because PvP is already there is a lot of things people say about PvP in Dungeons and Dragons where a lot of people are like, no, don't ever do PvP. But there's a time and a place for it where, like, if it's just part of the story, obviously, if this person is charmed, obviously PvP is a thing. But at the end of the day, the player should have been like, no, this is still this person that we've been traveling with. Yeah. Something is wrong here.
Exactly. Yeah. No, they really didn't put themselves in the shoes of their characters for the moment.
Oh, man.
They just really turned into...
Oh, combat! Let's go!
Exactly.
That's amazing. So what else? Like Dungeons and Dragons, obviously. What other kind of nerdy stuff do you like?
So my basis in nerdy stuff is Bionicle, the 2001 Bionicle. Hit Lego Technic set.
I had one for a while.
I loved Bionicle so much.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
You probably did. Every Christmas, I was getting Bionicles every single.
For how
Christmas.
many years?
From 2001 until 2009.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So how many sets did you have?
Oh my goodness, so many sets. I had way too many sets. I think I calculated it out one time, like how much like base price, like MSRP, how much it would have cost. It was in the hundreds of dollars.
Jeez.
And it was all anybody knew about me for a while. They were just like, Zach, you like Bionicle.
Zach Bionicles,
and
got
so
it.
Like birthdays, Christmas, just anytime I could get a gift, someone got me a Bionicle. And there were so many of them. And so you just pick one off the shelf that I didn't have, just toss it in there. And it was great. I loved that.
That's amazing.
That was a beautiful
So did you have
time.
did you eventually have to tell people, no, I want something different than Bionicles? Or was that about just the time that like people stopped giving you gifts?
That was exactly it. Basically, by the time that Bionicle had fizzled out, I was a teenager and people just assumed that they couldn't give me Bionicles anymore, which I guess is reasonable. I would have taken them, but...
So what did you do with all that stuff?
Oh my God.
Do you still have it?
No, I sold it. A friend friend of mine, or a friend of my parents. They had little kids. I was a teenager. I wanted the money.
Yeah.
I sold it for way under what I should have sold it for. They are worth way more now.
Yeah.
I do have Bionicles now, though. I did end up buying some secondary Bionicles on the secondary market. Got a great deal.
That was me and Pokemon, actually. I sold when I got to about my teen years. I decided I was done with Pokemon, and was like, okay, I'm going to sell my Game Boy. I'm going to get into computer gaming instead. And then I got into my late teens and early 20s, and I'm like, but I really want Pokemon back. So one of the first things, actually not one of the first things, but when I helped Ruth move out here, as part of the moving process, she's like, here's a DS and here's Pokemon X and or Pokemon, I think it was Pokemon Y. So my collection has been growing again since then. I have the first 2 generations on the virtual console on the DS.
Nice.
And I have a lot of the new games. But yeah, basically the same thing. At some point I just decided, I'm too old for this, which I think everybody goes through at some point. The smart kids, the smart nerds don't go through that phase. They're just like, nope, this is me.
Not a phase, Mom.
No, that's awesome. What else?
So the basis with Bionicle is that it's very sci-fi.
Yeah.
It's about a bunch of robots that live inside of a giant robot that they worship as a god.
Okay.
And they don't really know that they're living inside of a giant robot. It's a whole thing. It's very weird.
So we have Transformers at home?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. If there was a lot more existential and body horror involved.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It's a lot. It's really weird. It was my first exploration into cosmic horror, because there's a lot of Lovecraft inspired stuff in there.
Really?
Yes. A lot of the horror comes from purely biological beings, where these robots are like, oh, these horrible fleshy things. They're not robots. What are they? And
this is the TV show.
No, this was in the form of comics, video games, website material.
So fanfic.
Yes, there was actually really fan incorporated. The website bzpower.com, I was on posting on their forums, and the
that's amazing.
And the author of some of the books that they had written was actually on there answering questions, and they would hold contests there where you could enter an art or your own Bionicle creations, story beats that then would be incorporated into the actual canon of the series. There was a book that they released that was a glossary of all the members of an organization called the Dark Hunters that was entirely just fan creations.
Really?
Yes, it was.
That's cool. I like that, actually.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It was really, really cool. It was a very nice community to actually grow up in, to be quite honest.
Nice, minus all the body horror and everything.
No, that was a good part of it. I love that.
Wait, so you said 2001 to 2009. That put you at teens?
Yes.
Early preteen and early teens?
2009, I was 14 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great time to be introduced to that kind of stuff.
I know. No, it really was. And so that put me down the path of things like H.P. Lovecraft. I'd always been into, just changing gears right away, because this is also something that's fundamental to me as a person, is Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Because my mom was a big Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Or is a big Star Wars fan. And so I got introduced to it the second I showed any interest in it whatsoever, because it was, 1999, The Phantom Menace is coming out, and all my friends are into the Darth Maul and all this cool lightsaber stuff. And I'm like, I have no idea what these glowing swords are, but this looks dope.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And so my mom was more than happy to tell me about Star Wars and to show me the original movies. On VHS, we got them from the library.
Yeah, I think our cousin Chris, and this is actually what we came to talk about today with Star Wars. Our cousin Chris was big into Star Wars as well. I feel like if you grew up and you were the 70s and 80s were any part of your formative years at all, Star Wars, whether you held on to that at all, Star Wars was always in the back of, I feel like even people who don't prescribe to any nerd culture at all have seen Star Wars and knew about Star Wars back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, it is just such a fundamental piece of sci-fi.
I think that and Star Trek were some of the first huge sci-fi.
Absolutely, yeah. Or at least that I know of.
Yeah, productions of any kind. Yeah, the ones that I know of.
Yeah.
And it kind of took off from there. So Star Wars, what's some of your favorite parts about Star Wars?
So I'm a big prequel fan.
I do love the prequels.
I have such a soft spot for the prequels. I love camp.
What's camp?
The tragically ludicrous, the ludicrously tragic, things that are over the top.
Oh, Star Wars. Okay, sorry.
Yes.
I thought we were talking about a different. Okay, my bad.
No. Star Wars campiness.
Look, there's like a million Star Wars things out there. Camp. Something could have been
Star Wars.
Short for something that I didn't know was in the Star Wars universe. No, but I'm following now.
I'm so glad. I was like, oh no, I thought he'd know what camp is.
No. I was looking for something more than that. But no, go ahead.
I love the campiness of it. I love the over dramatic nature of it. How it is not like the originals. It is its own beast in itself. And like, I just grew up hearing everyone just crap all over those movies just constantly. And so I
wish they would have known how good they had it.
I know. And that's the thing is like, and mind you, I like the sequel trilogy.
You did like the sequel trilogy?
Not when it came out. Not when any of them came out. I am fine with them now. I'm grown past it.
Not like in love with them.
Yeah, I enjoy watching them now.
Okay.
I think that they're fun to watch.
Okay.
I am done mourning what they could have been. It took me a while. It honestly, seeing episode 9 really was rough because I was in the episode 8, The Last Jedi was good camp. I thought that it was really, really good, and my wife was the one who convinced me of that. I came out of the theater not liking it. Like, I wasn't very fond of it, and we watched it more. We talked about it. I ended up liking it. It's a good movie. By the time that episode 9's coming out, we're both like foaming at the mouth, just thinking that like, oh my gosh, they've got all this stuff planned. Like they're really following this really cool narrative. They're really going to go into places that we haven't seen before. And then we just didn't get that. And it was just...
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Mm-hmm. I have not seen episode 9.
That's fine.
I watched 8, and it's not because I think I watched 8. I've kind of gotten out of movies, to be perfectly honest. Okay. I haven't, like, MCU. I watched Endgame, and I haven't seen anything since Endgame. I actually haven't even watched a lot of stuff between, like, Captain Marvel. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen Captain Marvel. So, like, the Star Wars, I did watch episodes 7 and 8, mm-hmm. and I couldn't bring myself to watch 9. Like, and by the time it got on any streaming services, mm-hmm. I should watch it. I really should actually finish the series. I feel like, and I say finish the series as if that's the 9 movies are,
I know.
are it. But I finish the main series, mm-hmm. and but I don't know. I probably will someday.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever you get around to it, it's whatever. It's not a very definitive movie in any way. It really doesn't add a whole lot. It is just kind of a fun romp.
Yeah.
Episode 9 is very much just like a buddy road trip comedy kind of thing. It is not any kind of serious stuff.
Okay. Mm. I watched when I watched episode 7. I felt like it was fan service. Like a lot of the stuff they did was just mm-hmm. look, the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
You know, look, Princess Leia. Look, Han Solo. You know. Mm-hmm. And while they all had their individual parts in the movie, I guess, like the Millennium Falcon, I feel like was really just forced into it.
Yeah. Well, you got to sell those toys.
Yeah. So true. Mm. They could have just come up with another Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah. Yeah.
The real Sith Lord, if you know, you know.
Yeah. We need Star Wars' biggest failure is that they haven't released another toy that has slime coming out of it, like the Jabba the Hutt one. They need another slime toy.
When did slime ended in like the early 2000s? Like, yeah. you don't get slime toys anymore.
The kids like slime now.
Is it back in again?
I think so.
Okay.
There's certainly a lot of slime toy stuff on on YouTube. Did we want to talk about the drinks?
Oh, yeah, the drinks that we're drinking. I'm drinking, it's the Skin of a Killer, Bella, and you're drinking I can't remember the quote.
It's Bella, where the heck have you been, Loca?
That's the one. Yeah. They are partnered with our movie marathon this month, so every Saturday this month we've been watching a different movie from that saga. You all know which one it is. And then this Saturday we'll do a double feature with the Split final movie. And so we you got to have one team or the other, right?
yeah, of course.
Team Loca or Team Skin of a Killer. So we let people cast their votes with the drinks that they buy.
There you go.
And they're both really tasty, actually.
They are.
Yours is a whiskey-based drink with, I can't remember all the things in it. I just sell the stuff. What did they say was in it? It was...
I'm so bad at
yep, I'm not even going to try. It's a whiskey-based drink, and mine's, I believe, a gin-based drink, and both are absolutely fantastic.
It's really good. I'm normally not like a huge like whiskey fan, but like this is actually really good.
Yeah.
It tastes very good. It covers it well.
Yeah. I've gotten a little bit more into whiskey, actually.
Yeah.
My thing is that I started off as like a Long Island drinker. But the problem is you can only have so many Long Islands before you can't drink anymore. So when I would go to slow down, I started doing old fashions because I can't just chug an old fashioned. And people are like, "Oh, you go to old fashions to slow down?" And I'm like, they're like, "That's just with liquor." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm not just putting it back." So I've actually quite gotten into whiskey. One of the drinks that I was drinking today actually is something that I came up with, and I'm thinking about putting it on the menu because it's actually quite good. It's basically a hot toddy, less the tea part. Excuse me, sorry. It's whiskey, American honey, and we have a ginger liqueur. So it's whiskey, honey, and ginger, all three liquor beverages. But it's really tasty. It's sweet, has a nice flavor profile. Ruth has a drink on the menu. I think I should have a drink. I have a mac and cheese on the menu though, so like.
There you go.
But yeah, so this Saturday, starting at, I think we're gonna start at 6:30 again, so that we can get both movies in before too late. Come hang out, and then next month we're doing everybody's favorite fantasy movie trilogy. Let y'all decide which one that is, and if you want more information, give the store a call or follow us on socials and get more clues as to what it is. But yeah, those are the drinks we're drinking. So yeah, toys, slime. What were we talking about? Slime.
Yeah.
What is your favorite? It doesn't need to be like the core series. Like, what is your favorite Star Wars media currently?
Favorite Star Wars media currently? That is a really tough question. I like everybody else, most everybody, have been enjoying Andor. I thought Andor is really good.
I've heard good things.
It's really, really good. I really enjoy. I mentioned it before. I really enjoy the prequel era stuff. I like. Gosh.
So the prequel era stuff, you have the three movies, obviously. They had the old Clone Wars animated series.
That was I was trying to remember there.
But didn't Disney like decanonize the original Clone Wars series?
So the Clone Wars series was actually one of the few things to remain within the canon, as far as I understand it. They purchased the property, and they were actually able to produce a bit more of that. They released like the lost episodes or whatever, and they were able to actually finish out the series from there and give people a bit more sense of closure because it had ended without a very good finale per se. But I really enjoy that series. I watched it a lot growing up, and it really influenced what I thought Star Wars was in general. Because the prequel era just was Star Wars to me. It was politics. It was a lot of talking. It was really complicated.
Well, like you said, like people like to shit on the prequel trilogy when it first came out, and I guess if you were into the Star Wars in the 70s and 80s, I kind of get it. It's like you said, it's campy, it's cheesy, it's over the top, and everybody's favorite Anakin line with the sands, and people, I liked Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks, I was in love with Jar Jar Binks. I thought Jar Jar Binks was the coolest Star Wars character.
That's incredible to hear. I've never heard anyone actually admit that they were like an unironic Jar Jar fan.
No, I loved him. I thought he was an amazing character. And when I got into high school and people were like, I actually started talking about this kind of nerdy stuff. When did the prequel series came out? It came out in like 99.
99 was episode 1.
Yeah, so I would have been like late grade school, early middle school during this release. So when I got into high school and people were talking about Star Wars and everybody was shitting on Jar Jar Binks, I was like, what is your problem? Like, I love Jar Jar Binks. I mean, obviously he was no Chewbacca.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he wasn't trying to be Chewbacca. He was trying to be this lighthearted comic relief character that I think they did a great job with it. There it is.
That's the thing.
That's my hot take. That's my Star Wars hot take there.
It is a hot take, especially when people are complaining about like new characters and saying they're the new Jar Jar and stuff.
Who are they saying is a new Jar Jar?
Unfortunately, Rose Tico is really shit on without near any
what property is Rose Tico?
She was introduced in The Last Jedi.
Okay.
And she's just I guess a secondary main character that is not traditionally attractive. And is Asian, and that was just enough to set off a good chunk of people on the internet to just harass the hell out of her. And get her like second part, the part of the ninth movie, she was really cut down. Like they pulled her from out of the limelight and like really kept her in the shadows there. It was rough, and like that is the part of like the Star Wars fandom that is rough. I've heard people call it the fandom menace, where there is just this subsect of people who seem to thrive off of the negativity that can be produced from Star Wars, and so there was like. I see people online being like, "Oh, I love like seeing Hayden Christensen show up at the Star Wars convention and see that there are people who love him now. They aren't just hating him for the being in a movie. And wow, isn't it so great that he can like be a part of like the Star Wars fandom now?" And then I'll just go to see someone talking about Rose Tico and just actively shitting on her.
Oh,
and I'm like, why is this still happening? Did we not learn any lessons? Like, what?
Well, it's easier to hate on her because she's an Asian woman and not a white,
Yeah. Oh, God.
But yeah, no, and Hayden Christensen, doesn't he have a new series out right now?
I'm not entirely certain about that.
Was that?
I'm not entirely certain about that, to be honest. I have not kept up too much.
Or did him and Ewan McGregor make a cameo in Clone Wars?
I know that Hayden Christensen did make a cameo in the Ahsoka live-action TV show.
Is that what it was?
I think so. Okay. Because he was in as kind of a Force ghost. Yeah. In the World Between Worlds, a plot point that Dave Filoni is really trying to make happen. It is his.
What's his plot point?
It's that there is effectively a world between worlds, a space in between time and space, where someone who is adept with the Force can enter into and then exit out of in a different space and or time. It then can introduce concepts like time travel into Star Wars.
Interesting.
Yes. Dave Filoni introduced it in, I believe, the Star Wars Rebels TV show, or at least that's where I learned about it.
Okay.
Where it was produced as a plot point and then brought up again in Ahsoka. I don't know if anyone's ever going to pick that up other than him. It's his fetch. He's really trying to make it happen.
I want to put this new thing in that everybody's going to have to write on eventually.
Exactly.
No, that's interesting. So is that his concept of like, because obviously the Force Ghost started with Qui-Gon Jinn was the first one to be able to acquire.
Yes.
What is it like? It's not just the Force Ghost. What is it? It's like.
That is effectively what it is.
Okay.
It is the Force Ghost. It is the ability. They don't expand on it very much, to be honest. They've left that fairly vague, where it's just the ability to live on after death as a ghost.
And Qui-Gon Jinn was the first, right?
Yes, that was introduced in the prequel series as a concept. He was his idea how to figure out how to do it, and people complained about that when it came out, because then they were like, well, how did Vader figure out how to do it? Because he shows up at the end of episode 6 and he didn't know, like, Qui-Gon didn't tell him how to do it. And
yeah, because there wasn't a 20-year gap between the end of Revenge of the Sith, episode 3, and A New Hope. There wasn't a 20-year gap between
People also don't like to act like there's a 30-year gap between episode 6 and episode 8. They're like, why is Luke so downtrodden? He's not 19 anymore. He's a 53-year-old man hidden away on an island. Why isn't he super jazzed about all this?
Oh, man. Yeah, no, people have their opinions, and But that so the world between worlds has nothing to do with the Force Ghost.
Not that I know
situation?
of.
Okay.
It very well could play into that. It seemed like it could be something that they would want to tie into that, and expand with the Force Ghost concept. But they do not, as far as I can tell, they don't want to take that anywhere other than where Dave Filoni wants to take it.
Dave Filoni's like, I'm gonna do this, and everybody else is like, you
do that.
Yeah, you do that. Oh man. So let's see. I'm kind of like you. Like I saw the original trilogy when I was a kid, but I really grew up on the prequel trilogy. So I like you said, I really loved it. Like you said, unironically loved Jar Jar Binks. But I feel like I haven't really seen much. I've seen Rogue One, which I thought was a great movie.
I enjoyed Rogue One. I saw Rogue One in the OmniMax.
Did you really?
I did. I saw it twice in the OmniMax. It was very
That's
cool.
amazing.
It was a very good time.
To be perfectly honest, like I hear a lot about The Mandalorian, and that's been around for how many seasons does that have now? That's got a handful.
I think it's on like 3 or 4 now.
Yeah, I hear great things about The Mandalorian. I hear great things about Osaka. There was one that everybody shit on recently. I can't remember which one that was.
The Acolytes?
Yeah, was that the one that like jumped back a lot of years?
I think so.
Where the first Jedis were,
like the old Republic era kind of stuff. And I maybe that wasn't the Acolyte. I can't remember, to be quite honest with you. I have not kept up with the television shows. Like I was saying earlier, with the episode 9 coming out, that broke me. I was expecting it to be so good. I was really, really expecting it to be very, very good. And then when it wasn't good, I was like, Star Wars is dead to me. And it took me a little while to like get back into the mood of even wanting to like engage with the property.
How long ago was that?
That was in 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Okay.
It felt like that movie put a curse on me for like a couple of years.
And well, and then COVID hit right after that. So like, and then everything came to a screeching halt.
Yes.
So what have you been keeping up on? Have you seen all the movies? You've seen the new Han Solo?
Yes, I saw Han Solo when that came out.
Are they doing any other actual movies, or is it all just TV shows?
As far as I understand, they're not doing many movies right now. I know that there was talk of a Rian Johnson trilogy, the guy who made The Last Jedi. But I saw a bunch of trolls online being very excited that fell apart, so I don't think that's happening anymore.
What was that trilogy going to be?
I don't even know.
Oh, okay.
There was only speculation.
Gotcha. Okay. But you haven't watched any of the like direct to Disney Plus stuff that's been out?
Not really, no. I watched some of Star Wars Visions.
What's that one?
That's the animated stuff where they got a bunch of different animation studios to do some shorts. It's an anthology series, so they're not connected in any particular way, but they're all just these fun what-if concepts in this Star Wars universe. And one of my favorite animation studios, Studio Trigger, did one, and it was fantastic to watch them do a Star Wars thing. So that was really cool to do.
Yeah.
To see.
So it's kind of like a Marvel What If, but with Star Wars.
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
I have to check that one out. That sounds like fun.
Yeah,
I love those short anthology. Like, have you ever watched Love, Death, and Robots?
Yes,
love those.
Yeah, it was very good.
I did love the. I tried watching the video game one that came out recently, with like Warhammer and D&D, and I can't remember the name. It was the same people that made Love, Death, and Robots. I don't know.
I watched the Warhammer one on that.
Did you?
It was good.
I feel like a lot of it was fan service.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, so like if you're into like, I love the D&D one. It was perfect. It was beautiful. The artwork was amazing. I was able to follow along because I know enough about D&D lore. But at the end of the day, I was just like, this was literally just for people who play D&D.
Yeah.
The Pac-Man one was weird. Did you see the Pac-Man one?
Yeah, I did.
That one was so weird.
That one did throw me off.
Yeah.
It's funny. I play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and my main is Pac-Man. And
I don't even think I've played since Pac-Man became a playable character in Super Smash Brothers.
I think he got introduced in the last one, Smash 4. But it is, and nobody plays Pac-Man. Every time I say I play Pac-Man, everyone's like, "Really?"
It's like Mr. Game & Watch that, like. Well,
yeah,
I think Mr. Game & Watch is kind of meta.
Yeah, even he has mains now.
Oh man, but I'll check. What was the name of the series again? The Star Wars anthology series.
Star Wars Visions was the title of that one.
I'll have to check that one out at some point. That sounds cool.
It is. It's a good one.
Oh, I've seen this logo on Disney Plus. Cool. So, if you had to pick a favorite moment from all of the Star Wars movies, what's your favorite moment in all of the Star Wars movies?
Oh man, if I had to say like the moment that was most impactful to me as a fan and like I replayed the most just over and over again, it was that Obi-Wan and Anakin fight in Episode 3.
It's so beautiful.
It meant so much to me, just them fighting. It was this brother against brother, like very emotional operatic fight scene.
Yeah.
And it got to me, and I really enjoyed that a lot. It was, and of course, it's a big sword fight too. Like,
it's like the pinnacle of how beautiful the choreography and everything was in the prequel trilogy.
Yes.
With this very intense, very emotional conflict at the same time. I actually, if I had to say not specifically the fight, but the speech between the two of them at the very end of the fight, specifically when Anakin looks at Obi-Wan and just screams, "I hate you!" Like you could, like he delivered that line with such passion and I believed it.
Yes.
I legitimately believed in that moment, not just Anakin, but like Hayden Christensen hated.
Yes.
It was so beautifully done, and I was like, no, that was perfect. I think that was like the perfect scene in that.
It really is. It really is the point where the dramatic nature of it is paid off. It is as dramatic as it's trying to be, and you can really feel that in the delivery of it all. That scene was a bit deflated for me after watching some of the bloopers.
Oh, no.
Where there is a shot where Hayden Christensen is in his makeup. He's got these blue sleeves over his arms and legs, so it looks like they're gone in post. And he just looks up at the camera and he goes, "Oh, I hate you."
Oh no!
And I think of that every time now.
Don't ruin the scene for me, Zach. Oh, that's amazing. I would never be able to get that out of my mind either. Favorite character?
Favorite character? Probably General Grievous. I loved General Grievous as soon as I saw him. He's a very weird kind of character. This very like inhuman robot guy. He's a very tragic character. I remember looking into his stuff after the episode came out because I was like, oh man, who is this guy? What's about him? He's got the most tragic backstory where like his wife dies or his girlfriend or something, and then he goes on this like big Greek journey, like hero's journey onto like his planet's sacred island where they can talk to the gods there. And he cries out to them and hears nothing in return, and just they're like nothing. He wants his wife's soul back, and there's nothing, and he just comes back to his village like completely defeated. And then the separatists come and are like, "Hey, we're gonna subjugate your entire people, unless you become our mercenary because you're good at killing people."
Oh shit!
And that's it. And he's like, fine.
So he was humanoid at one point originally.
Yes, he was. It was still an alien race, but he was, humanoid.
Yeah.
He's fighting for the separatists, and at some point, Dooku actually brings his ship down. He crashes his ship. And he's in a horrible accident, and he loses most of his functionality, which is why they take all of his vital organs and put them inside of that robot shell.
Okay.
And that's the culmination of his terrible arc, where he becomes a monster, inhuman to even himself.
Okay. If I had to pick a favorite character, Jar Jar Binks. No, I do love Jar Jar Binks. I really do. Unironically, I really do. It's so hard to pick a favorite character.
There's so many.
The guy in the Cloud City in the second movie.
Lando Calrissian.
Lando.
Yeah.
A great, like, very similar to Han Solo, where he's very much out for himself, but at the end of the day, still like,
yeah,
I'm giving you Han Solo, but I'm saving everybody else.
Scoundrel with a heart of gold. Kind of situation.
So he was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Chewbacca?
Everyone loves Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Oh man, do you care about spoilers?
No, not at all.
In episode 9, there's a brief moment where you think that the main character Rey has exploded Chewbacca. He's on a ship and she grabs the ship with the Force and then accidentally lasers it with the Sith lightning. It blows the whole ship up, and she goes, "Chewie!" And I remember being in the theater just thinking she'd killed Chewbacca. Oh, no. And I was like, wow.
The person who kills Chewbacca would actually be hated. Like, if they hated her for if she actually killed Chewbacca and they hated her for that, I'd be like, valid.
Yeah. No, that was a moment. They drew that back like within 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
It's very funny. It's a very weird moment because then you see Chewbacca is like actually in chains. He's been captured. He was on a different ship. And so when you see him, he's in handcuffs, but they play this triumphant music because you as the audience have been thinking he's dead, but he's actually just in prison. So that's a win.
So they Deus Ex Machina Chewie.
Yes, it literally is just, oh, he was actually on a different ship. A character watched him be taken into this ship.
Just kidding.
He's got really bad object permanence.
See, I'm going, not to shit on the sequel trilogy more, but that is the kind of thing that's just personally seems like lazy writing, where it's like we want to draw a emotion from the crowd without permanent recourses to the storyline as a whole. So let's make them believe that this beloved character is now dead. I mean, they killed Han Solo just the movie before, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
2 movies before, actually. That was episode 7.
Yeah. So they just killed Han Solo 2 movies before.
Luke dies in 8.
Luke dies in 8. Leia, what's her name? The actress.
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie had just passed away right before 9 came out, right?
Yes.
They had to Photoshop her face on at the end of 8. Right?
So I think that they had finished out all of her scenes for 8 because the scenes that they had filmed for 8 were the only things that they had to use for episode 9.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
they took all of the unused material with her from 8 and just had to finagle it into episode 9, and so she's just in these weird conversations where
she's not doing much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's saying the weird stuff. Like I think one of the lines that she says "Never underestimate a droid," and they try to act like that's a big thing, like a big piece of advice that she's saying, and oh wow, never underestimate a droid.
But so you have all these impactful moments in 7 and 8. And then that kind of thing happens in episode 9, where they're just trying to evoke that emotion from you with no real consequences.
Yes, and that was very much the case where the main character, Rey, it's crazy that you haven't seen 9. The main character, Rey, gets revealed that she is a Palpatine. She's
a descendant of Palpatine.
She's Palpatine's granddaughter.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
okay.
a direct lineage. And that is directly contradicting what was said in the previous movie, episode 8, where they were very clear about the whole Rey from nowhere. Her parents are junkies who sold her off for drinking money. And it's a big story beat about that, and it's very impactful about oh yeah, Rey doesn't have this lineage. She and Kylo are opposites. He comes from this big lineage of Star Wars Force people, and she comes from nowhere. And then in episode 9, they were actually, she's the Emperor's granddaughter.
But wasn't it also episode 9 that somehow Palpatine returned?
Yes.
In your opinion, and I don't know if there's actually information on this, was Palpatine an afterthought in episode 9?
I don't even know, because as far as I remember it, there was people saying that there was scripting and filming changes going on up until a month before they actually released the movie.
Yeah.
There was so many rewrites and so many things, because I do kind of think that it was an afterthought, mostly because of the way they introduced the fact that Palpatine was going to be there. I don't know if you remember this. The way that they revealed this was in a Fortnite event crossover.
No.
Yes, where you fight in a Fortnite thing on the planet Tatooine, and the Emperor shows up projected over the sky. And is this has all been a part of my plan. Wahahaha.
In Fortnite.
In Fortnite. And that is how they revealed this. And so I just remember seeing online just people being in Fortnite, like they reveal Palpatine is going to be in the movie, and I'm like, oh,
You're joking, right?
yeah, like okay.
Like, okay, I hate talking negatively about these movies, but like, Fortnite is a notoriously made fun of game. Like, there's memes all over the place where kids are like, "Oh, Master Chief, you mean that guy from Fortnite?" And it's like, and to reveal such a important movie plot using a memeable video game, like,
Yes.
wow, that's news to me. That hurts my brain a little bit, actually.
Yes. No, that's the level of like insanity that you end up dealing with in episode 9, where they are just throwing stuff out there.
Oh man.
And that's the thing. Like I'm saying how bad it is and everything. I still do enjoy watching episode 9 just because of how bonkers it really is.
I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna have to actually.
I say it's worth the watch just because of how crazy it is.
Just somehow Palpatine returns.
Yes, iconic, truly iconic. Like that is going to be in the Star Wars vocabulary forever now.
Yeah.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
The culmination of 40 years of
writing and story.
Yeah.
And
oh man.
Well, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Like I said, I love Star Wars. I'm not as much of a fan, obviously. I feel like also in Star Wars, there's like they put in so much thought to the backstory and everything that you almost have to read that backstory just to understand what's kind of going on in the movies sometimes.
Yeah.
Like with the General Grievous thing, to me he's just a character.
Yeah,
he's just an opponent that Obi-Wan Kenobi had to fight and almost killed him.
He's right on the verge of being Glup Shido.
Who's that?
Glup Shido is any Star Wars character that is in the background that has a name that you basically only know anything about because of expanded material.
Okay. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I do love when characters have that kind of, when there is that depth to the story. It's just in movies, it's hard to put it on screen. That's why a lot of book to movie. I was going to say translations, not that. What's the when you take a book and turn it into a movie? Was it
adaptation?
Adaptation. Thank you. Book to movie adaptations most of them aren't great because there's so much like internal monologue and feelings and stuff like that these actors are trying to portray, and they do a great job a lot of the times. But at the end of the day, they're just missing so much context. I feel like it's the same way in Star Wars, where the writers, George Lucas and everybody else who wrote these Star Wars movies, put so much thought and energy into these characters and to give them depth and to give them story and to put emotion into these stories. And then you put them on screen, and it's just, to me, General Grievous is just General Grievous. He's just a guy that shows up in the second movie and then dies in the third movie, right?
Yeah, he only shows up in the third movie. He shows up in the third movie and then dies in the third movie.
Okay.
He's not around for very long.
But like to you, he's got all this backstory, and he's got like that is wild to me.
And that is just nearly every character in Star Wars. It's somebody's favorite character, and they know all about them.
Yeah, even it's like kind of memeable in the bar scene in the first movie.
Cantina.
Like, yeah, in the cantina. Like every single one of those characters in the background have a name, right?
Yes. Yeah. No, they've all got names. There was a name for like the group of them. It was like the Cantina crew or something. I can't remember what it was.
No, it was something bad. No, the music that they were playing.
They're playing Jizz.
Yes, they were playing Jizz. That's right.
The people playing the Jizz are the Jizz Whalers. So.
I wonder if that word it could not have meant what it means now back in the 70s when Star Wars came out. But it's so funny now.
It is.
All right, Zach, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk afterwards and see how you feel. And if you want to keep going, I'd love to have you back if you're up for it. But in the meantime, weekly events are still happening here at Dirty 20. Every Tuesday is trivia night. We actually have a very cool themed trivia night coming up. We did Disney trivia. And to all of you who were here for Disney trivia, thank you so much for all your patience during that. We did Disney trivia. And trivia night, we fill up. Like we have usually we average about 9 to 12 teams, and it fills up that side. We had 46 teams and had every single table in this building was taken.
Oh, wow.
The biggest problem was that all 46 of those teams, almost 200 people, walked through our doors between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. So
goodness.
it was a night to remember. I tell you what. So to anybody who was here for Disney Trivia, thank you so much for all your patience during that night. But we have another theme night coming up soon, August.
A lot of lessons learned.
Yeah, and if we even begin to think that we're going to have that many people for this particular trivia night, all hands on deck. I'm bringing everybody in. Nobody can ask off. Tuesday, August 5th at 7 p.m., we are doing video game trivia night. The 4 categories are boss music, who's that game character, video game glitches, and more. I don't know what "and more" means. I actually don't know what any of these. Well, you can kind of guess what some of these categories are, but the idea is to be a little bit vague so that you don't go just researching everything before the night of. So join us Tuesday, August 5th at 7 p.m. Get here early to get your food orders and drink orders in. Winners, we have prizes for every round, as well as a prize for the overall winner. Wednesday nights, I already talked about D&D, come in from 5 to 6 o'clock. We'll get started a little bit after 6 o'clock. Come join the house campaign if you're interested in that. Anybody can join. This last Thursday, actually it's the end of the month. Hold on, let me look real quick, because by the time this comes out, the Thursday coming up will be done. So last Thursday, the 24th, was board game night, the board game meetup group. It's every first and fourth Thursday. So this coming Thursday, there won't be the meetup because that's the 5th Thursday of the month, but the Thursday following that will be the board game meetup. There's a lot of Thursdays going on here. Would you like me to say Thursday one more time? So the first and fourth Thursday of the month, board game meetup.
This week's sponsor is the day Thursday.
It's like Sesame Street now. Today's episode is brought to you by the day Thursday. Rich, can you put Thursday? No, I'm just kidding.
Get that. Yeah.
Karaoke the 3rd Saturday of the month. I'm hoping that we'll have more episodes between now and then, and I can remind you. But just in case, the 3rd Saturday of the month is karaoke night, and I can't think of any other big events coming up. But yeah, join us for some of our weekly events. Follow us on social medias to keep track on those events. You can also join our Discord, which the link should be on our website. If you wanted to go to dirty20bar.com, you can find the link to join our Discord. Follow us on social medias. We announce all of our events in both of those locations, so follow us for more information on those events there. And then come in for daily specials. Our daily specials are still running. Tuesday and Thursday we have $5 well shots and beers. Wednesday is half off appetizers. Friday is 20% off mac and cheese. Saturday is half off desserts, and Sunday kids 10 and under eat free. One free kids meal for kids 10 and under. So any of those sound good to you, come join us on those days. But other than that, thank you so much for joining us. What? Lunch? Yep. Lunch. Yeah, we do lunch now. Yeah, at the beginning of June, we open for lunch, and we have some great lunch specials. I have 4 subs, a shrimp po' boy, a meatball marinara, Italian 3-meat, and hot ham and cheese. Each of the subs comes with a bag of Lay's brand potato chips and a fountain drink for $10, starting at 11 o'clock till 4 o'clock, Monday through Friday. So if you're looking for a great place to grab lunch, or grab lunch for your entire office, give us a call and we can get you set up with that. But otherwise, come in for some great lunch specials as well. Open at 11 o'clock every single day now, except Monday. Don't come on Monday. Find something else to do on Monday. Other than that, again, thanks, Zach. Any final thoughts before we get off?
Drive safe. Don't drink and drive.
Drink responsibly. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. That was fun, Zach. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.